So to wrap up for today, um, the Bant Eldrazi deck performed well. We kind of exposed one of its weaknesses in the match that we lost, which is certain linear decks that are just like raw power can just bash right through it because you're a little on the clunky side for Modern at times. So like Infect, Affinity, Malira, and Tron. But depending on the metagame, those might not be huge factors, and that's when you're supposed to pull this deck out. Um, Overall, I like the pure split on the flex slots. Um, Sky Spawner was actually the worst of the cards. I would not mind turning one Sky Spawner into an Eldrazi Mimic to kind of lower the curve and make a better deck in certain hands where I have to like stirrings and miss. Um, the second Stubborn Denial, I don't know. I'm not sold on it yet. That might just be like I need a 16 sideboard card, so this ends up in the main deck. You know, in these setups where like you want a little more against combo, but you can't figure out how to fit it in the board. Um, the rest of the deck's just the cards that are in the deck. There's not a lot to say about it. The Township was really good. I would play it again. I think all the other land slots are pretty locked in. If you expect the decks that you're going to lose to, play another Stony Silence, but realistically just don't play this deck if you expect to play against a bunch of Tron and Affinity. We didn't really exercise our sideboard to the greatest capacity. We like kind of boarded in Spell Skites once. Never touched the cages, the timelies, just the set of matchups we played against. But again, that is again because of the same thing I'm talking about, where you only have to really sideboard heavily against a couple linear decks. The other thing I will state about this deck, by the way, is that it was better positioned before Shadows over Innistrad. It's worth noting that Nahiri, the Harbinger, is a very big problem. Just being able to like minus kill your big threat, minus kill your next big threat. If they can set that up, the game basically ends. So I would want to test some more against the Jeskai matchup and be very confident in what I'm doing there before playing the second into a Jeskai heavy metagame. But I'm not sure that's what the metagame is right now. I don't think that now is necessarily the right time for this deck because I think that we're still a little too much in the Infect is good phase. I don't think that post Eldritch Moon immediately is the best for this deck because I think that Eldritch Evolution is going to skew towards creature combo decks that are really good against this strategy. Well, I think that a little bit after that, once people start going really heavy on cards like Kalidas and just these anti-creature strategies, that's when this deck's really going to shine. So, not right now, but probably if I had to guess a time period, I would say that this deck is the right deck to play the end of August. Which is a really weird thing to pinpoint, but you can start watching Modern and thinking about how the waves occur in the format. And every so often something throws it for a loop. You can see the same general patterns of decks iterate over and over. And this is the trump card for when people are mid-rangey but starting to push away from mid-range in the sense that they're like inbreeding and hating it with combo decks. You can just Eldrazi straight through that metagame.